All right, so the next one is going to be step number 2, which is going to be color magic. Here we can change the color of the environment. Um, all of them are mostly green to something else. So green to brown, green to yellow, but there's also pink to white blossom and frosty as well. So we're going to choose any of them. We're going to go from green to brown for this image in particular. And we're going to click on that and I'm going to show you how this works. So it's going to take a little while because it's a longer action there's a lot of steps. So it's going to take longer and depending on your computer as well. Now, this is going to mask out. So it's going to select your subject and mask it out because this way it's not going to affect your subject. It's just going to affect the whole image except for your subject. All right, so here it is. We have the green to brown. Now, if you want to refine the mask selection, we have this here, okay? Refine mask selection. If the mask is not good enough for you, you can always use that. Now, for me, I'm just gonna press Alt and click on the mask and you can see the mask, right? The selection, which is pretty good. I feel like it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go back and there is a few things that I want to fix. So I'm going to go inside. Whoa, one sec. All right. So I'm going to zoom here and you can see there's still some greens around Fritz. So I want to fix that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a white brush to remove some of that green around Fritz. Now, again, the color is already chosen for you and the brush is already chosen for you as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush over. I'm going to make sure that the opacity is 100. Now you can bring it down if you want, but I really want to remove all of that green. So I'm going to go ahead and just brush all around to remove that. All right, just like so. That's looking pretty good. You might have some color cast as well. So I'm just going to brush inside a little bit as well. Now that looks really good. That's pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and yeah. So it's pretty much that's it for step number 2, which is changing the color, and then you can just go ahead and refine with a brush or with the refine selection or refine mask selection. I can actually try to refine mask selection to show you guys how that works. So I'm going to click on that one. Make sure the mask is selected when you're doing that. And now it's going to bring you here where you can refine the selection. Again, it's going to take a few moments. Once it's done, you're going to be able to change some of the properties here. All right, so here's the selection. It's not perfect, obviously. Now I brushed over it, so obviously there's the mask is not as good as before, but here you can definitely just go ahead and brush wherever you want, more or less. And again, you can invert if you want the mask to be on the background instead of the subject. And you can also do select subject and refine hair. First of all, what I would do is clear selection and then select subject and refine hair. If that doesn't work, then you can do it manually. All right, so I'm just gonna click OK here. Yeah, so that's good. I'm gonna try another one just to show you something that might happen, some troubleshooting for those color magic actions. So I'm gonna go with which one could I go with? I'll go from green to purple. That one might cause a little bit of problems in the colors. So we'll see what happens. It's going to depend on your image. Okay, and this is definitely going to depend on the image. Sometimes it's going to look really good. Sometimes it's not as good as it should, but they're all fully customizable. So that one is pretty good. So I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to delete that one. It's really good. Which one could I use? I could maybe try green to light pink. See if that one is creating any problems. So usually what you're going to see is some halos around the edges if there's any problems. So let's wait a few moments. Again, it's looking really, really good. So the transition is really good. So this one is not a problem as either. So I'm not going to use that one. Maybe green to moody green. I'm going to try that one and see if that causes any problem. I know I've tried with different images, and sometimes there is a little bit of halo where the transition is. So I wanted to show you guys how to fix that. So I'm gonna try and find one that does that. No, okay, it just doesn't. It's not working. So what I'm gonna show you guys is basically you need to open the folder here, the group folder. And now you want to go to the first one, which is going to be the hue saturation. Okay. And you're going to choose the color that is affected. Usually it's yellow or greens. So I'm going to go in yellows. And here, I'm just going to bring that down a little bit here. And you're going to see that slider here. This here will create a more seamless transition. Okay, so you can play with these here. I'm going to see if I can make it so it doesn't have a seamless transition. So here you can see a bit of halos. I'm just going to zoom in. As you can see here, it's kind of weird. The colors are all weird. So this is where you can basically just move either that one or that one to make it seamless. Sometimes you want to move the middle one and try and make it seamless. There you go. So that is it for Color Magic. Have fun trying these. And next step will be image balance tools.